Sweet. Chapter 13 Events. Our contract is almost finished. Now let's add an event. Events are a way for your contract to communicate something happening on the blockchain to your app front end, which can be listening for certain events and take action when they happen. And here's an example of the code. So we make an event called integers added. And then so here's a function called add, which is going to add integers. And then here's the line that fires the event to let the app know the function was called. So it's emit and it's event. So these work hand in hand. So your app front end could then listen for the event. JavaScript implementation would look something like this. So your contract.integers added function error result. And then right here we would do something with it. Now let's put it to the test. You want an event to let our front end know how every time a new zombie was created so that the app can display it. So we'll declare an event called new zombie right here. Event new zombie we'll just take the syntax from here actually to make it simple. I like the copy paste just so I don't mess anything up. Pass zombie ID a uint. Name a string. And a DNA uint. Now we modify the create zombie function to fire the new zombie event after adding the new zombie to our zombies array. So this is the line that it adds it to the array, and then we want to fire, and the keyword for that is emit new zombie. And let's send them zombie ID. Name and DNA. So what do we have? We have the name, we have the DNA, and then we should have ID somewhere. Let's see, where do we get the ID? Oh, I guess it's over here. Okay, cool. I was confused. So it's going to be name, DNA, and then we need to add our first parameter, which is the ID. But if I'm not mistaken, the explanation for that should be here. So you're going to need the zombie's ID. Correct. So array.push returns a uint of the new length of the array. Since the first item in the array has index 0, array push -1 will be the index of the zombie we just added. So store that in a uint called ID. Okay, cool. So we'll do uint ID equals this guy -1. And if that's the case, then we can just put that in here. So this is going to push to the array, but it also returns the length of the array. So we know if the length of the array is, if it's 50, it's going to return 50. And if we're starting at 0, then we want to do a -1. So it would be the 49th. So if that's the case,